This topic is all about ICT in education. ICT application in education. How ICT is used in the education industry. The role of information and communication technology, especially internet in the education sector, plays an important role, especially in the process of empowering the technology into educational activities. The main purpose of the strategy for information and communication technology implementation in education is to provide the prospects and trends for integrating information and communication technology into the general education activities. There are some unavoidable facts in the modern education. First, the ICT has been developing very rapidly nowadays. Therefore, in order to balance it, the whole educational system should be reformed and ICT should be integrated into educational activities. Second, the influence of ICT, especially internet, cannot be ignored in our students' lives. So the learning activities should be reoriented and reformulated from the manual source centered to the open source ones. Third, the presence of multimedia games and online games by the internet has been another serious problem that should be wisely handled by the educational institutions. The students cannot be exterminated from this case. Fourth, the implementation of ICT in education has not been a priority trend of educational reform, and the state paid little attention to it. Therefore, there should be an active participation, initiative, and goodwill of the schools and the government institutions to enhance ICT implementations at school. Fifth, the teacher should be the main motivator and initiator of the ICT implementation at schools. The teachers should be aware of the social change in their teaching activities. They should be the agent of change from the classical method into the modern one. They must also be the part of the global change in learning and teaching modification. The following are the aim and objectives of ICT implementation in education. 1. To implement the principle of lifelong learning education. 2. To increase a variety of educational services and media method. 3. To promote equal opportunities to obtain education and information. 4. To develop a system of collecting and disseminating educational information. 5 is to promote technology literacy of all citizens, especially for students. 6. To develop a distance education with national contents. 7 is to promote the culture of learning at school, development of learning skills, expansion of optional education, open source of education, and etc. 8 is to support schools in sharing experience and information with others. Effects of the internet on education. Advantages. Learning becomes more accessible, opens opportunities up to distance learning. Most sources have no charge for their use. Advantages of the internet in education. Less need for schools being told the wrong things, a lot of distractions. More advantages. Teachers upload course documents so that students misses a lesson. They can download information and do the work in their own time. Encourages student-driven lessons where student takes responsibility for their learning.